going on, everybody? Eric DeLeo here from Legend of the Superstition Mountains. Anyway, just wanted to make a video, and I wanted to thank all our fans watching in the UK right now. Legend of the Superstition Mountains is currently airing in the UK, and we've picked up some really awesome fans and a lot of support from over there, so thank you guys. Thanks to all our fans in the US and around the world as well. We have awesome fans, and we have still not been signed on for a second season, but keep calling, keep calling history, keep sending emails, tell them you want Legend of the Superstition Mountains back on the air. We've been pushing super hard, and we have a lot of new leads to follow, and we're ready to get back out there and find more gold. Another thing is, everybody says, like, oh, you can still search for the Lost Dutchman mine, even though, there's no cameras around. Of course you can, but I live in California, so I've been mining gold all summer out here in the California Motherlode. Now, I just wanted to show you guys real quick. A lot of people say it's one of the biggest criticisms we get. There's no gold in the Superstition Mountains. That's, it's impossible to say that with any, with 100% certainty. Now, the first piece of gold I got when I went to Arizona was a gift from Frank Augustine. Now, first, when I showed up, he said, I want you to have your first piece of Superstition Mountain gold. And he gave me that piece right there. So it was a very nice gift. Thank you, Frank. And now Frank and Woody have a claim. And I personally panned that nugget off their claim. Small nugget, 0.2, 0.3. Not quite half a gram. But really nice nonetheless. And that day, we panned. It didn't make the show, but we did a lot of work on his claim, on Frank and Woody's claim. And I personally saw that day probably 10 to 12 nuggets, little nuggets, come off of there. I know personally that they've pulled quite a decent amount of gold off that claim. Now, who knows? One of Frank's theories is that, there's either a large lode up above, lode gold, a deposit of lode gold up above his claim, or that could possibly lead us to the Lost Dutchman. I'm not sure. I know there's a lot more gold up above there, though, and on his claim. Okay, with that being said, I wanted to show you guys some gold. What I've been doing in California is a lot of mining this summer, and recently stumbled upon this ore right here with a metal detector. We were detecting a tailing pile out on the middle fork of the Yuba, and there's just hundreds of yards of tailing piles out there, some 20, 30 feet tall. The metal detector hit on this rock right here. I grabbed it, cracked it open, and immediately saw this nice shiny ore in there. Now, it's all different colors too. You can see some silver, maybe some pyrite, some real shiny, brassy stuff that's probably pyrite, and also some duller stuff that I had a sneaking suspicion could be gold. And I just took a piece about this big of this rock. It was probably started out as about the size of a football. We brought that home, and I crushed it up by hand with a rock hammer, and it turned into this material right here. So, this is about as fine. I got a lot of it into a real fine powder. There's a lot of quartz in it. You can see the quartz plain as day right on the outside in here. You can see quartz up above that nice, like, black iron magnetite kind of vein right there. Now, this real black part right there is where all the heavy minerals seem to be concentrated. That's a nice vein. Now, I just took that, panned it out, put it in here, put some water in. Very unscientific way to do this, but I'm not going to go out and rent a rock crusher or buy a rock, spend $5 grand on one if I don't know for certainty that I've hit a good spot. Plus, I only found one rock the size of a football. I can do it by hand. I don't need a rock crusher. But I just panned this out for the first time, and this is what I found in there. I'm going to take the camera now, and I'm going to show you guys. I was pretty excited to see this right here. And if I can get that in the sun, you can see plain as day, 10, 15, 20 pieces of nice fine flour gold up in there. You see some black sand in here. You also see some quartz, which came out of the rock, obviously. Excuse me. And this is what I wanted to see. And we crushed a piece that was not nearly as rich as, say, this piece right here. You can see what appears to be gold right in there, and that's what gave me the idea that, yeah, there's probably some precious metals in here, and I'm hoping it's gold. So that's always good to see. you know, I can't wait to go back out there and see if there's some more. Now, when we were filming Legend of the Superstition Mountains, I went to see an assayer. We got some quartz load samples, and what we ended up with was they assayed at about a ½ ounce per ton. Now, it usually takes like an ounce or more per ton to get people really excited. Now, the Lost Dutchman mine is reportedly worth $200 million, and assays, some people say, at 200 ounces per ton. If we could find, you know, if anybody could find any amount of material, would say 5-10 ounces per ton, you're doing really good. That's something to get really excited about. So I'm not sure what this is exactly, but I know there's gold in it, and that's exciting. It's not every day you find, you know, a big chunk of load gold and crush it up and find gold in any amount. So I got a little more work to do, but I wanted to say thank you to all our fans. You guys are awesome. Thanks for watching the show. Keep, you know, stay on history. Call them, email them, whatever you got to do. We're doing our due diligence, and we're doing our best to get back out there. And you know, I could go back down to Arizona tomorrow and, you know, get out there with Wayne or Frank or Woody or Magnuson or whoever, and even all 5 of us could go out. But we'd much rather have some cameras along, and we think we're pretty close to getting into something really good. And we'd love to bring, you know, every one of you guys along with us. And if we obviously can't do it in person, can't do it physically, so we'd love to bring you guys along. And if that's through the TV, then we're happy to do it. And you know, we're going to do our best to get back out there and bring you guys with us. So thank you guys all for your support, and thanks for watching my videos. Thanks for subscribing to my YouTube and Instagram, which is Real Deal DeLeo. And thanks for all the support. We really appreciate it more than we can say. So keep watching, and hopefully we'll be back out in the desert and in the mountains sooner than later. Thanks, guys. Until then.